Hello there, you're now watching TVS Nightline. I'm Muhammad Yusuf, and let us begin with our top story. For development to happen, unity among the people is important. Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said that only a stable and united government can bring in development to the state.
Dan kita mempunyai perpaduan yang kukuh di antara kita. Hanya perpaduan yang kukuh kita dapat membangun. Alhamdulillah, negeri Sarawak kita asyik bergaduh. Kalau negara nak maju, perpaduan rakyat penting. Walaupun ada minyak, ada gas, tidak garanti kita membangun.
He stressed only GPS remains the right platform to defend and fight for the best interests of Sarawak, championing the Sarawak First cause, in which development would continue under the governance of a strong and stable coalition. Abang Johari regarded the political dispute in Peninsular Malaysia a culture and practice that differs here in Sarawak. The Chief Minister said this when officiating the first phase of the Bintulu redevelopment plan at Jalan Jepak, Kuala Tatau in Bintulu. The constructions of the Bintulu Bridge across Sungai Kemenau will become a new landmark connecting the town centre and Jepak.
Now, the Gabungan Party Sarawak GPS has identified 79 names out of 82 seats contesting in the upcoming 12th state election. However, the remaining 3 seats has yet to be finalized as negotiations are ongoing, noting an overlapping interest from its component parties.
GCS bertanding 82 ya je.
Among the component parties.
Ya, kelak lah kamu mudah dengan you when the time come, I tell you. Because we come in as a team.
The party.
No, we will decide after consultation. Tu pemecah gitu, bodoh 3. Election Commission meeting.
The Parti Pusaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB president also denied he has any problems pertaining to seat allocation. The 3 constituencies in questions are Opar, Mambong and Bawang Asan. Elaborating further, he said it is a common process and that there is no need to rush on the matter as the Election Commission has yet to decide on the nomination day. Previously, GPS Secretary General Dato Sri Alexander Natalingi has announced that the coalition has submitted its candidate names for the vetting process.
Now, Sarawak aspires to be an energy-rich state in the country by 2030, aligning with its vision to become a developed state. Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said Sarawak has the potential to tap into hydrogen fuel.
He regarded hydrogen as the energy of the future, and Abang Johari envisions the state to become a major hydrogen fuel producer within 5 to 10 years to come, adding that environmental sustainability is a focus on the Sarawak's post-COVID-19 economic recovery strategy.
Maka kita gunalah air ini untuk mendapat hidrogen daripada air dengan proses electrolysis. Walaupun pada mulanya mungkin proses ini agak mahal, tapi over period of time, jangkaan saya lah, menerusi apa yang saya baca, bahawa antara 5-10 tahun kos ini akan menurun. Dan kalau kos ini menurun, kita menjadi sumber yang banyak mengeluarkan hidrogen. Sebab itu kita ada interest daripada negara untuk melabur di sini.
He added countries such as Japan, South Korea and Australia have expressed interest to invest in developing the hydrogen fuel production. Earlier, the Chief Minister officiated the groundbreaking ceremony for Petros multi-fuel refueling station at MJC Batu Kawa. Once completed, it will be the second Petros multi-fuel station in the country after the first station in Darul Hana, which is scheduled to be open in December.
Now, after 25 years serving as the Bedu Assemblyman, Dato Amar Michael Manjawong has finally called it a day. The 76-year-old Parti Pusaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB Senior Vice President said he has no regrets of the decision to not defend his constituency in the upcoming Sarawak state election. He said he is looking forward to spend more time with his family and also to work on his farm.
Manyin stepping down shows that the members and leadership of the party are ever ready to serve and hand over when it is time to pave way for new leadership. This was stated by fellow Senior Vice President of PBB, Datuk Sri Fadila Yusof, when contacted by TVS. The question now is who Gabungan Party Sarawak's GPS new face will be for Terbedut constituency. On that matter, Fadila hoped the candidate would serve the people and the state well, adding that lead towards betterment of the people and the constituents. Meanwhile, Serembu incumbent and fellow Bidayo community member Mirosimo says Manyin have been contribute much to the community development for the past 25 years. Miro hope for the successor of the Bidayo majority seat, he or she should care of the people well-being.
We can't determine who's going to lead the Bidayo community in the future, but whoever will take over his seat from him, I think that fellow know well what to do. There must be somebody that been trained by him, in politics, to become his predecessor. I believe on that. Then of course our aim is to bring more greater development things for our own people.
Manyin has held various ministerial portfolios, including his present portfolio as Education, Science and Technological Research Minister. In the last state election in 2016, Manyin won by a 6,193 vote majority after defeating Parti Keadilan Rakyat PKR Alex Saband in a straight fight.
Right, now Dato' Amar Michael Manyin's announcement that he will not be defending his seat in the next state election may be a surprise to some. But for political analyst Dr. Jennery Amir, the announcement on the decision is nothing new, as the Terbedut incumbent has hinted the matter in few occasions. Dr. Jennery even pointed that this decision is the right move, saying it is the right time for Manyin to pave the way for new faces, having served Terbedut for 25 years.
This, I think, is nothing new. Dato' Amar Michael Manyin has actually announced a few times he will step down. And I think finally, call it a day. And I think it is one of the steps to ensure that new bloods, new face will represent PBB or for that matter or GPS. And I think this is the right move by Dato' Amar because he realized the fact that he has contributed quite a lot to not only to PBB and GPS but also to Terbedut, the constituency that he represents for the last 25 years since 1996. So in the context of his announcement, I think he has assessed the fact that it's timely for him to call it a day come the 2021 general election. And furthermore, he has actually hinted that in the last election that this is going to be his last, that the last election was supposed to be his last term.
When asked on what Dato' Amar Michael Manyin's decision would mean to the Bidayo community in Parti Pesaka Bumiputra Bersatu (PBB) as well as in Sarawak, this is what he has to say.
He has actually been on the ground and discussed a lot with his other people's representative aduns in the area to ensure the aspirations, the needs of the Bidayo community be fulfilled. And with his people touch strategy and commitment and approach in his political approach for all this while, I think there's a positive response from the Bidayo community as a whole. That Dato' Amar has actually impressed them in terms of his leadership, and I believe his legacy will be well remembered by the Bidayo community as a whole.
He stated that GPS will continue to be a stronghold in Terbedut constituency, adding that it will not pose a challenge to GPS to contest in the constituency and that Manyin's legacy will be continued.
Taking all factors into consideration, and also based on what he has done to the Terbeduk community, to the voters and the people in Terbeduk, including in terms of basic facilities, clean water, electricity, tar road, schools, and other facilities and also projects implemented there. There's no reasons for the voters and also the Bidayuh committee not to support the candidate that is going to replace Dato' Amar Michael Manyin. So furthermore, as you are well aware, GPS I think is very good in terms of grassroots machinery with a lot of initiative, especially when the state and the community encountered or faced COVID-19 pandemic. So taking all factors into consideration, I believe Terbeduk is going to be a stronghold of GPS.
Dr. Janiri even hinted out a potential replacement for Michael Manyin, saying that the new candidate is a close acquaintance who is very influential and liked by the Terbeduk community.
I believe he is one of the new faces among probably about 7 new faces to be fielded by PBB. On the GPS, I believe we're going to field about at least 20 candidates. So this new face in Terbeduk, I believe also as a political secretary, who has been with Dato' Amar for quite some time, well liked, with people touch, very influential on the ground. He's a new face with very strong commitment for the people, for the welfare of the people. So there's no reason again for people not to vote for this candidate.
Now, in the same development, Dato' Amar Michael Manyin's decision to step down did not come as a surprise also to many Parti Pusaka Bumiputra Bersatu's PBB members, as he had informed the party during the recent Supreme Council meeting. Minister of Welfare, Community Wellbeing, Women, Family and Childhood Development, Dato' Sri Fatimah Abdullah, described the move as something true to the party's tradition in order to welcome new faces in the party.
Dan tradisi PBB ialah apabila seorang itu mengundur diri, dan ianya akan digantikan dengan orang baru, dan ini akan memastikan bahawa ada kesinambungan dalam parti itu, dan orang baru akan dapat belajar daripada yang lebih senior. Dengan cara demikian, maka parti PBB insya-Allah akan sentiasa kukuh, sentiasa relevan, dan peralihan daripada generasi yang mengundur diri kepada muka baru itu buat dengan teratur dan juga dengan harmonis, parti tidak berpecah belah, dan budaya dalam PBB parti itu diutamakan.
Terbeduk has always been a fortress to Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS. To this, Fatimah said his successor should be one with integrity and is a winnable candidate regardless of gender and race.
When it comes to gender, tentu sekali kita mahu calon wanita sekiranya untuk kawasan tersebut, winnable candidate dari golongan wanita. Tetapi kadang-kadang untuk sesuatu kawasan itu kita dapati tak ada calon wanita yang winnable, maka kita perlu akur. Sebab dalam pilihan raya yang penting ialah menang, Yang penting ialah perpaduan dalam parti. Siapa-siapa saja yang dicalonkan menjadi wakil kepada kaum Bidayuh di tempat tersebut dan juga wakil daripada PBB mesti sokong. Ini adalah mesej yang sangat penting untuk dihayati dan diamalkan oleh terutama sekali ahli PBB kita di kawasan tersebut. Support whoever is the candidate. That's very, very important. And we must be united.
Meanwhile, for the Assistant Minister in the Chief Minister's Office for Islamic Affairs and DBKU, Dr. Abdul Rahman Junaidi, Manyin's decision is a respected one coming from a senior leader. In his statement to TVS, Manyin, a leader from the Bidayuh community, has played a major role in strengthening the unity among Sarawakians regardless of race or gender. The Pantai Damai incumbent also said Manyin's successor would need to work extra hard to ensure development in Tebedu to persist.
Now, as the Sarawak State Election Day draws near, the Election Commission EC revealed more than 1,000 nomination forms have been purchased. According to an officer from the EC headquarters in Putrajaya, such demand started when the proclamation of emergency in Sarawak was lifted on November 3. The officer revealed the detail to a local news outlet here, and as of today, a total of 1,021 nomination forms have been sold and are still available for purchase at 20 ringgit per form until nomination day. EC Chairman Dato' Abdul Ghani Saleh is expected to announce the date of the Sarawak polls tomorrow after chairing a special election meeting.
Kita mesti tahu ilmu-ilmu dalam rumah tangga lah. Macam mana nak treat your isteri, what do and don'ts. Ilmu agama yang paling penting lah. Sebab benda-benda macam tu tanpa ilmu agama mungkin kita akan tersesat jauh.
Kita memang boleh jadi seorang pemimpin keluarga yang baguslah bagi kami.
Saksikan Merami Cinta hanya di TVS, saluran 122 Astro dan MyTV.
What I love about Suits is the way it makes me feel when I'm wearing it. If it doesn't make you feel like $1,000,000, it's not the right suit for you.
We want to be able to connect our guests who come here to have a feeling of connection between the food that we're serving, the food that we've created, with a memory that you had.
I like how the sun comes in because the French-inspired windows that my parents actually had made specially for this house. It makes you feel connected with nature because of all the greenery outside. The way the house was built, you wouldn't feel as if you were separated, that you're always with someone.
Remarkable Living setiap Sabtu 6.30 petang hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan MyTV.
It's really special.
Memulakan langkah pertama memerlukan 1000 kekuatan. Langkah seterusnya memerlukan nekat dan juga keyakinan. Namun anda semua perlu menyokong dan juga membantu mereka kerana kepilihan itu pasti.
Welcome back. Now, University College of Technology Sarawak, or UCTS, has been upgraded to a full-fledged university known as Sarawak University of Technology, UTS. Now, the upgrading comes after the university meeting all the criteria of a fully-fledged university, such as infrastructure, quality of educational programs, research work, knowledge contributions from students and lecturers, manpower, and financial strength.
Its Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dato' Dr. Khairuddin Abdul Hamid said the upgrading is a big achievement, where it is the only university which is established from the sweat of the Sarawak state government. For context, UCTS was established on April 1st, 2013 and was awarded the full university status on November 8 by the Ministry of Higher Education, MOHE. It was then renamed to UTS on November 10, graced by the Chief Minister, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg. On the marketability of its graduates, Khairuddin disclosed it is among the highest in Malaysia at 99.1%, with almost all of them getting jobs in the Sarawak corridor of renewable energy score. This is highly attributed to the approach by the university where it fulfills the market's needs apart from the professional certification and industry certification given to them when they graduate. Khairuddin also revealed the university's target enrollment for the 2 years, a whopping 4,000 students.
3 new mechanisms will be implemented to ensure the integrity of the management system for the import of halal meat products into the country. The mechanisms would be implemented by the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia or JAKIM and several related agencies. Now, this implementation is in response to the imported meat cartel episode in December last year regarding the importance of having a management system for the halal product supply chain in Malaysia.
Produk berasaskan haiwan yang diimport perlu menggunakan rangkaian pengangkutan mempunyai sijil pengesahan halal Malaysia SPHM di bawah skim logistik kategori pengangkutan.
Ismail Sabri said there would also be a mandatory procedure on repackaging compelling companies to obtain Malaysian halal certification under the food product scheme. To strengthen Malaysian halal certification, Ismail Sabri said JAKIM is developing a 3.4 million ringgit halal integrated information system to serve as a database for halal products. At the same time, the government will also prioritize efforts to empower Bumiputra entrepreneurs in the halal industry through guidance programs involving several related ministries.
Now, Malaysia has the capacity and capability to achieve 100% digital inclusivity, especially among the vulnerable communities. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said efficient and effective utilization of technologies could drive the nation's economic growth. This is by leveraging on public-private partnership projects, which would in turn reduce government's expenditure, improve delivery of public facilities and services, as well as encourage innovation and economies of scale.
Under the 12th Malaysia Plan, Ismail Sabri said focus will be given to strengthen growth enablers, especially in the technology and the innovation sectors. He pointed out that the digital economy was expected to contribute 25.5% to Malaysia's gross domestic product by 2025. The COVID-19 pandemic had accelerated digitalization to ease challenges of doing business without disrupting efficiency and productivity. Ismail Sabri said talents are a crucial part in accelerating digital transformation for the nation.
Now, the Employees Provident Fund, or EPF, will launch the I Sayang facility in the first quarter of 2022. This comes as part of its ongoing efforts to improve the livelihood of the people.
Chairman Tan Sri Ahmad Badri Mohammad Zahir said the facility will allow for the voluntary transfer of 2.0% EPF contributions from the husband's to the wife's account. Another facility, the Retirement Fund, is set to launch is I Lindong, which allows the withdrawal from account 2 to purchase life and critical illness insurance through the EPF platform. EPF stated that it will also advocate the voluntary access scheme where members can compel their employers to increase their EPF contribution to more than 11% statutory rate. He said this in his opening speech at the hybrid 9th International Social Wellbeing Conference ISWC 2021 event on Tuesday. The 2-day event was launched by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob.
Bertuahnya Malaysia memiliki 42 buah pulau yang telah digazetkan sebagai taman-taman laut untuk melindungi pelbagai habitat dan hidupan marin akuatik. Ayuh, mari kita terokai keindahan dasar laut kita. Tiada yang seindah. Jom, cuti-cuti Malaysia. Mempesona.
Kita mesti tahu ilmu-ilmu dalam rumah tangga lah. Macam mana nak treat your isteri, what do and don'ts. Ilmu agama yang paling penting lah. Sebab benda-benda macam tu tanpa ilmu agama mungkin kita akan tersesat jauh.
Kita memang boleh jadi seorang pemimpin keluarga yang baguslah bagi kami.
Saksikan Merami Cinta hanya di TVS, saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
What I love about Suits is the way it makes me feel when I'm wearing it. If it doesn't make you feel like $1 million, it's not the right suit for you.
We want to be able to connect our guests who come here to have a feeling of connection between the food that we're serving, the food that we've created, with a memory that you had.
I like how the sun comes in because the French-inspired windows that my parents actually had made specially for this house. It makes you feel connected with nature because of all the greenery outside. The way the house was built, you wouldn't feel as if you were separated, that you're always with someone.
Remarkable Living setiap Sabtu 6.30 petang hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
It's really special.
Welcome back. Now on to some sports and global update. Tokyo Paralympic Games champion Bonnie Bunyao Gustin will hit Malaysia's challenge at the 2021 World Para Powerlifting Championship in Georgia from November 27 to December 5. Bonnie will be accompanied by 5 other athletes, including Tokyo Paralympic silver medalist Jong Yi-ki and his brother Brian Janensi Gustin.
National coach Jamil Adam said Georgia is an important outing, as it is the first competition for the powerlifters to collect qualifying points for the 2024 Paralympic Games in Paris, France. On the preparation side, he said that everything is proceeding smoothly, even though the athletes only returned to train in the middle of October. Jamil is targeting podium finishes for both Bonnie and Yi-ki and top 5 positions for the other athletes, adding that he did not want to pressure the athletes 2 years before the actual Paris 2024. The other athletes who will be participating in Georgia are Nicodemwa Mangoy Saat, 88 kilograms, Wan Nur Azri Wan Azman, 97 kilograms, and the nation's sole women's representative, Sona Agon, for the 73 kilograms event.
Now, at least 45 people, including 12 children, died as a bus carrying North Macedonian tourists which crashed in flames on a highway in western Bulgaria on Tuesday. North Macedonia Prime Minister said the dead included one from Serbia and one with Belgian citizenship.
7 people who leaped from the burning bus were rushed to the hospital and are reportedly in stable conditions. Bulgaria's Interior Ministry said 45 people died, making it the most deadly bus accident in the country's history. Video footage from the closed section of the Struma Highway showed a fire truck and emergency service vehicles, including a bus, rushing towards the accident site on Tuesday morning. The cause of the accident was unclear, but the bus appeared to have hit a highway barrier either before or after it caught fire, Bulgarian officials said. The accident happened on the Struma Highway around 2 a.m. local time. It is believed that the coach bus was returning from a weekend holiday trip to Istanbul.
Now, one can dream of any dream, but none would come if no work is done. That's all the time we have for tonight's TVS Nightline. I'm Muhammad Yusuf. Stay safe and good night.